Welcome to Reggie's Discussions, where it's no filler, no fluff, but we keeps it a buck. And today we're going to be having a conversation about Caitlin Clark. Aja Wilson made some comments about Caitlin Clark, and we're going to discuss those comments. I got Stan in the building, and I got Curt in the building. How we doing, fellas?
Good, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
No filler, no fluff, man. Let's keep it a buck.
That's right. That's what we do. We keeps it a buck. So I'm just going to start and read off exactly what she said, and then we'll go. All right. So Aja Wilson was asked about Caitlin Clark's popularity and if it has anything to do with race. And she said, quote, "I think it's a huge thing. I think that a lot of people may say that it's not about black and white, but to me it is. It really is, because we can be top notch at what you are as a black woman, but yet I'm sorry, fellas. Let me start over. I think it's a huge thing. I think a lot of people may say it's not about black and white, but to me it is. It really is, because you can be top notch at what you are as a black woman, but yet maybe that's something that people don't want to see. They don't want to see it as it's not marketable. So it doesn't matter how hard you work. It doesn't matter what we all do as black women. We're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is. All right. So, Curt, your thoughts on those comments?
First of all, let me say, man, the more we play the race card for bullshit, the harder it is for other African Americans that's not in the limelight. Like, they make it really hard for people to accept, like, that is not race. And we play the race card so much, but then it really is that brother in the corporate world that can't get the. And then when he says it's about race, they compare it to what Aja Wilson and with Stephen A. Smith always playing the race card. When somebody get him wrong, a white man get him wrong, he say, "You can't tell us what to feel as black people," and they play the race card. What I want to say to Asia is, then explain Sue Bird, explain Diana Taurasi, explain how Rebecca Lobo, all of these, Becky Hammond, all of these great white ball players that was in the WNBA, they got less attention than she got. You see what I'm saying? So you want to tell me that it's about race? Then show me where Diana Taurasi, because before her retirement, Maya Moore was heralded as God on the basketball court. Before she retired, like the
thing is, bro, this is the problem. The WNBA is the WNBA's biggest problem, okay? Like, number one, you got to have that transcendent star. Joe Namath made the NFL. When he put that fur coat on and he showed all that charisma, Dr. J made the NBA. It was just hook shots. He came in there with all that nigga shit. You got to have the one person that
transcends the sport. Think about boxing before Muhammad Ali. Think about boxing after Muhammad Ali. Think about what Magic and Bird did for the NBA, and then think about where Jordan took it. And then you started seeing Shaq in movies and shit like that. Next thing you know, basketball culture represents black culture, and black culture is being promoted through hip hop, through the NBA. What I'm saying is, it's not a race about black and white. It's not a conversation. It's a conversation about women, period. Okay? Like, yes, these women deserve, but no WNBA player has transcended the sport yet. Nobody has. You think about wrestling. It took Hulk Hogan. You see what I'm saying? The WNBA has, now, like I say, Maya Moore could have been that player. Skylar Diggins could have been that player. Skylar Diggins had rappers. She had culture behind her. But when she got to the WNBA, Diana Taurasi damn near ran her out the league, and she was on her team. You understand what I'm saying? You get these old washed up. So I watched Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi do the Caitlin Clark game against South Carolina, and it just made me fucking sick to my stomach that these old washed up bitches is just hating on these young girls, these young washed up women. I'm sorry. These young washed up women are hating on the younger girls, bro. Like in the NBA right now, you could be 14 years old and don't nobody know about you, right? You go to Dunbar and drop 67 and let it hit the internet. I guarantee you 3 or 4 NBA players react to that high school game. The NBA players, they tap in with the high school players early. When they see these boys got talent, they going to the games. They inviting them to camps. They doing all of that stuff. The WNBA girls, they don't do nothing, just talk and talk bad about them. And here you got this here you got a chance where there's about 3 transcendent players in this WNBA draft alone. Where Angel Reese, Cardoza has a whole country, the whole country of Virginia behind her. And then you got Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark got a shoe deal. Angel Reese got a shoe deal from Reebok. Straight up, before they even played a basketball, before they even shot a WNBA basketball, they got shoe deals. You know who do that? LeBron James did that. Zion Williamson did that. Them boys got drafted and had shoe deals before they even played. Now here's Caitlin Clark pushing the needle. Here she go. The Washington Mystics got to bring out another stadium because it ain't big enough for the one that they play in, simply because Caitlin Clark's playing. Angel Reese, they don't show her game. A girl go to the game and stream it and get 2 million views. Think about it. They didn't show Angel Reese's initial game. Her first game, a girl streamed it from the court, from the stadium, and got 2 million views. My point is, the WNBA ain't gonna go nowhere as long as the WNBA keep hating the WNBA. And it's not about race. It's the fact that she came in with 7 million followers, Asia. You got all them championships, all them all-stars, and you ain't got no followers. How are we gonna sell you, Asia? That's what it's about. What's marketable? Okay, Angel Reese came and got a deal. Caitlin Clark came and got a deal. They pushed the needle. Now it's possible for Asia to get a shoe. Now it's possible for these other females to get shoes because the needle has been pushed by the transcendent player. It's not race. It's about what you can sell and what you can market.
Woo. Wow. Okay. Good stuff, Curt. Stan, what you got?
I disagree, and I have a lot to say about this.
Let's go.
Speak
I
your
got
mind,
nothing.
Stan.
Here's the thing with Caitlin. Got nothing against her talents. Her talents are extraordinary. My problem is she has become the latest victim, not victim, but she's the latest great white hope. And what happens is with the great white hope syndrome, the media jumps on a Caucasian individual who is excelling in a space that is historically dominated by black people, black men, black women. And they started doing this with Paige Beckers, but then Paige Beckers got hurt. Now Paige Beckers is going to get it next year because she's going to be the projected #1 pick next year, and she's a talent. She's a superstar talent. But the media has a tendency to do this with many white individuals. You can go throughout history. Go back to Elvis Presley. You can go to Eminem. You can go to Larry Bird. You can go to Vanilla Ice, Jason Williams. They like to jump on the white face that dominates in the black space or can potentially dominate in the black space. Caitlin Clark is a transcendent player because she's white.
Oh my God.
That's I'm not finished.
Curt, let him finish, bro.
I understand, and that's just the reality. She's transcended the game because she's talented and she's white. The WNBA has been fashionable for being shitted on by white men. It's a trendy thing to shit on the WNBA. Nobody watches the WNBA. Okay, whatever. Last year, the Aces drew almost 10,000 people to their games. Now, granted, not every team drew very well.
Right.
But they drew. If you are a member of the Aces, if you're Aja Wilson, who is a transcendent player in her own right, keep in mind, she's got a fucking statue at South Carolina. South Carolina, Confederate South Carolina. there's a statue of a black woman on the campus of South Carolina University. What the fuck does she have to be jealous of Caitlin Clark for? Asia Wilson's a multiple-time MVP, league MVP, finals MVP, gold medalist, national player of the year, college national championships, a fucking statue. A statue. They played an exhibition game, the Aces, at South Carolina last weekend. And I saw videos of all of Asia's teammates taking pictures outside of Asia's fucking statue. She has no room to be any kind of hateful of Caitlin Clark. The reality is what she said was that 100% truth, and she kept it moving. We all know what this is all about. This is the Great White Hope Syndrome. And it's going to wear off soon enough. And the funny thing is, look, I don't wish any hatred for Caitlin Clark at all. But what you're seeing in the first 2 games of her career is what everybody that knows basketball was going to say was going to happen. But all these people was buying into the WNBA ain't shit. And you see what's happening. Now, don't get me wrong. She's going to be fine.
Right.
I saw somebody put a tweet out saying, how could the WNBA put Caitlin on such a terrible team? I was like, do you not understand how this shit works? I guess you don't.
They don't.
The Fever drafted her because they were terrible last year.
They was terrible.
That's how this works. The shitty teams draft the best college players. That's how this works. But so many people have jumped on the Caitlin bandwagon that they don't understand how this shit works. No, the WNBA can't just say, no, Caitlin, you're going to go play for the Aces or play for the Liberty or play for the Sparks. No, you got drafted by the Fever because that was the worst team in the league last year. That's how this works. But so many of these people are now basketball fans because of Caitlin Clark. And it's like, you don't know the game. Like, the idea that they have positioned this woman to be the face of women's basketball is a slap in the face of every black woman that's played this fucking game at a high level. From Cynthia Cooper to Candace Parker to Cheryl Swoops. Name them.
Maya Moore, gotta get her in there.
Maya Moore was the fucking best player on the planet.
Ever.
One of the best ever. Won on both levels. Caitlin Clark didn't win a national championship.
Nope.
Maya Moore, how many did Maya Moore win? How many did Brianna Stewart win?
She won 3 straight. Maya Moore won 3 straight.
Brianna Stewart won 4 straight when she was at UConn. 4 MVPs, four
Right.
National Players of the Year, 4 national championships. Please don't tell me that Caitlin Clark's the best women's basketball player of all time. That was an insult to me. And I saw many people on TV saying that shit, and it was an insult.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
It's an insult, but let's be clear though,
insult.
guys, because we can't play the championship game because Caitlin Clark, if Caitlin Clark went to UConn, I think that she probably have 3-4 national championships. If she went to South Carolina, she had 3-4 national championships. She went to Iowa. These other two you just said went to UConn.
But you still got to think about what he's saying though. Like, she's been in it. It ain't like she was Steph Curry at Davidson. Iowa has 4 or 5-star recruits, bro. It's just South Carolina, Don Staley. It's the coach.
They don't have those kind of recruits though.
They don't have those kind of recruits.
You can't compare.
No, they don't. They don't.
You can't compare.
They don't.
I'm not, like I said, it's not about. Look, I'm not part of the ring culture. You know that. I don't believe that dictates how great of a player you are. But when you're coming out, and again, there's people saying that she's this and she's that, and she's going to take the WNBA to these levels and all this other stuff. Okay, that might happen, but it ain't going to happen right away. And the fact that people are upset that it ain't happening right away tells you how stupid these people are. Like, yo, you don't realize that playing some girl at Northwestern and playing somebody at the highest levels are 2 different levels? But they thought the WNBA was shit because that's what they've been portrayed, the media portray. The WNBA ain't shit. It's a bunch of girls, and they're not. Caitlin Clark's gonna go right there and dominate. I could have told you what was going to happen. She's playing grown ass women who don't appreciate them being slighted. You think the Aces don't have those Fever games circled on their calendar?
For sure.
Just like the Liberty has today's game circled. Because they don't want to hear that crap. These women have busted their butts to promote this league, to get this league to the next level, for the media to constantly shit on it. But all of a sudden now, Caitlin Clark is in the league, so now we're gonna. That's an insult to those players, and it's 100% about race.
No, but
It's
see,
just the
Stan,
reality of the situation. This everything that goes on in our world is centered
mm,
around race. Man,
I
whether
don't
we
think.
like it or not. Whether we like it or not. And trust me, I don't like it no matter you do. I wish it
Hold on.
wasn't. I wish it was based on the merit of talent, but it's not.
All right, let's get Kurt back
Caitlin,
in. Go ahead, Kurt. Hold on, Stan.
go ahead.
Kurt,
Stan,
go back.
you right to a certain degree. You are. I'm not gonna act like, bro. You know, if you don't know me, but Reggie tell you, bro, I'm all about that Malcolm X. Let's take a stand stuff. I am all about the unfair treatment of black culture. I'm all about that. But I just have to be honest. In this situation, I don't think it's race. Okay, first of all, we're not gonna act like Caitlin Clark ain't do shit we ain't never seen women do in college basketball. You ain't never
Not at
seen
all.
it. You never did. You never did. And through the Caitlin Clark situation, you know who else went through this situation? LeBron James. Remember, he got that $100 million contract, and all the veterans, Darius Miles, never said, "Oh yeah, we already got talent in Cleveland. He gonna have to get on the bandwagon." You know how many people hated LeBron James simply because he got the 150 something million from Nike before he even played a game? You know how many of them veterans was mad that they was playing for $2 million every year, and LeBron James came in and got their whole career before he even played a game. So there is something to be jealous of. You want to know why Asia Wilson is jealous? Because Caitlyn got a shoe before she did. You know why
Asia's
Caitlyn?
shoe deal was Asia's shoe deal was done. Has been done for a while now. They just announced it just now, but it has been
Seems like
done.
a coincidence. That seems like a
Yeah,
coincidence.
I understand that. I
That's
do.
an ill
I understand.
coincidence.
I understand
No, they
that.
just announced that she's getting a signature. Not that she was signed. She's been signed to Nike, but they just announced that she's getting a signature. You understand?
Yeah,
What I'm
she's had.
saying
Yeah,
is,
she's had a. Yeah.
I'm not gonna act like the white girl don't bring, like, people ain't gonna look at white people and say, "Oh, white person doing it." Yeah, you're right about that. But it's also how great she was in college. She did something nobody. Yo, this girl was shooting it from half court. Like, bro, like we never seen Steph Curry in women's basketball. We never seen it. You understand? And it's that type of talent. Okay, you can add the fact that she white. Maybe she did. You know, some people say, "Oh, it's a white girl doing it, a good white girl." But it's been great white players that come into the WNBA. You just mentioned Breonna Stewart, who won 4 national
Right.
championships. But guess what? Breonna Stewart, she didn't have 7 million followers. Bro, you sleeping on how hard it is. And another thing, the NILs. If Asia Wilson would have had an NIL in college, she would be LeBron James right now. The game has
She
changed. The
she
game
said
has
that as
changed.
much when she was. Yeah.
Yeah, the
When
game has
she
changed.
interviewed when she interviewed with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, they asked her the same question. What would you have done with NIL? She
She'd
did
have
the
been
same
LeBron.
thing.
She'd have been LeBron right now. It's just that with these, like we see Juju Watkins, she in her freshman year, she in
Right.
commercials with Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
feel what
she's
I'm
gonna
saying?
smash,
Like we,
and she's gonna smash every record that Caitlin Clark set in college.
probably, Juju Watkins is my
Yeah.
one of my favorite basketball players. Period. Not just WNBA, but period. I just love watching her play. But what I'm saying is, these NILs are helping these girls gain sponsorships. They're helping these girls gain fans. And then when the NILs, Angel Reese is bigger than Angel Reese got a shoe contract too. Everything you can say about Caitlin Clark, you can say about Angel Reese. But we're not
Yeah, I
mentioning
get you
Angel
there.
Reese
I
because she
get you
black.
there. No. Here's the
Angel
thing.
Reese,
Who was their situation? That whole thing with those two back, a couple years ago was so overblown. But it was overblown because it was the black girl, this is quote unquote disrespecting the white girl. And really, it was just her giving back to Caitlyn when because she was doing it to again, she was doing it to them.
yeah, but guess what?
Everybody remembers when she,
When the story got out, but when the story got out that Caitlyn was doing that, they backed off of Angel Reese though.
No, they didn't.
They backed off
no,
of
they
it.
didn't. No,
No,
they
they
didn't.
didn't.
They had to
But
big
let me.
apology
Maybe
for the
maybe the
game.
me, you know,
No, they didn't. They didn't, bro. But
no,
let
no.
me. let me say something real quick about that because I do want to
Yeah.
touch on that real quick since you brought it up with the whole Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark thing. I think that that moment definitely did make Caitlin Clark even more popular than she already was
Yep.
because it did create the bad guy. So it's one thing when you got Hulk Hogan, but you need Sergeant Slaughter or
Yep.
Andre the Giant. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
You
Yeah.
need the bad guy. You need the heel. And
Fact.
that was the moment we got the heel. So like when people talk about the whole "you can't see me" thing and whatnot, and saying that Caitlin Clark did it first, she did. It was different. She did it more as just like she's walking to a bench like, man, like yo, they can't rock with me. This is nothing, right? Angel Reese did it right in her
Right
face.
in her face,
She
like what?
she followed her to the bench and was still pointing to her ring finger and all this other stuff. Like when people act like Angel Reese didn't ask to be the bad guy, yes, she did. She absolutely asked for it, and I loved it. I like that kind of stuff. But stop acting
I
like
was
she didn't ask to be the bad guy. She wanted to be the bad guy. Beyond that stuff, I mean, she's talking to the bench of the was it UCLA's bench, talking to their coach and all this stuff. I mean,
yeah, she did do a
I
bit
mean,
much.
yeah, after the game, she talking about don't get mad, get a bag and all this stuff. I mean, does that with her doing that, does that not look like Holland? They look like Hall and Nash. Look, the NWO sitting up there. It was a Hall and Nash promo after the
Ray
game,
said
man.
the NWO, stop it.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm good with it. I'm great with it because we needed that. We needed all of that because it gave us an iconic moment of the rematch. That's why that game was so hyped up. So
Yep.
we needed that. So I think that moment definitely will propel her to more popularity. So in that respect, I do think that's the area where I think race did play a part because I do think that there were a lot of people who looked at this unapology black young lady going crazy, doing all this stuff and doing something that is viewed as unsportsmanlike. And it's
And she from
unsportsmanlike.
Baltimore.
And she's from Baltimore. She does something that's unsportsmanlike, and it's unsportsmanlike to people who are basketball purists. If you're a
Literally.
basketball purist, you know that you're supposed to be classy in a win and classy in a loss. You're not supposed to do that extra stuff when you win. So to a basketball purist, what she did was a heel move. So
Yeah.
to a lot of white people, they probably viewed that as like, yo, look at her doing that. I want to see her lose. I don't like her. You know what I'm saying? So that in that respect, I do think race played a part in propelling her popularity. In a very similar way, right? It's a small parallel, but just stick with me here. It's a little weird, but when Kanye West took that trophy from Taylor Swift was already popular. There's no doubt about it. She was already popular. That moment propelled her to superstardom. Now, she obviously did it musically too, but I'm saying that
Yeah.
moment,
Yeah.
everybody knew who she was. I knew who she was. I had
It
heard
gave you
this
something to
song.
rally around. It gave you
Yeah,
something to
but
rally around.
exactly. So in that respect, I do think race has a part, but in terms of like she was popular even before that because of what she did on the court. I think 32, 7, and 8 has more to do with her popularity than her
I
skin
ain't even
color.
gonna lie. Yeah, bro. For real. And look, and Reggie, this is another thing. This is another thing. Like, like nobody was buying. No, like I hate to say it because I like WNBA basketball. Okay, but why is nobody buying like tickets? Nobody's buying jerseys, bro.
Mhm.
People, bro. I'm right now. I'm searching right now. I'm trying to find the Angel Reese jersey, bro. It's hard as hell to find an Angel Reese jersey in my size, bro. I can't find it nowhere. It's sold out everywhere. Angel Wilson did not have that impact upon draft day. You understand? When Caitlin Clark got drafted, the world was watching. And see, and this the thing. This the thing about these new wave of girls. This is why they're going to smash the old WNBA because they actually want to keep the W in the WNBA. They actually want to be women. I hate to say it, bro, but they actually want to be women. They on the court with lashes on, makeup on, they modeling. Like I ain't never saying this with no disrespect, but it used to be like, damn, them chicks be ugly on the court, but when they get off the court, they dress
I
up
knew it.
nice, right? No, I'm being
I
honest.
knew you was going there. I knew it.
I
I was
mean,
cringing like, oh, he gonna
I'm
go
being
there.
honest. Look at
again.
the game.
I hate to, yeah, I hate to even say shit like that because
But it's
again,
the truth.
we're watching players. Look, there's an element to that. I mean, if you see some of these women outside the court, it's totally different. It's a different league now than what it was 25 years ago. Not just in talent, but just the type of women that are playing. They're very,
Right.
they're. I don't want to say girly, but there's it's women. It's women
They're
playing hoops. They're
women.
hoopers.
Exactly.
You know, they're hooping, but they're women. You know, they have model looks and they dress like models and you see them they see their pregame fits. Like first of all, nobody gonna say nothing bad about Asia Wilson. I love her. That's my lady.
Beautiful. That's my girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
That's
beautiful.
my girl.
yeah, without
She's
question.
amazing. She's an amazing talent on the court. She's a dog on the court.
Mm-hmm.
But she looks great off the court. She does. Ain't anybody gonna sit here and lie about what men. It is what it is. But I think a lot of that does play into the league. People more in tune to watching it and giving it a chance as opposed to just saying, "Oh, that sucks." It's girls playing hoops. That sucks. I mean, that's
Now
how
ask
we've
yourself
always
a
grown
question.
up with. Yeah.
Ask yourself a question. It's two games. You got one game Scarlett Johansson playing, and the other game Whoopi Goldberg playing. Which game are you going to watch, bro?
You gotta be.
Like I'm being honest,
Thank
though. I
you.
know it's wrong. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm giving niggas reality, bro. When you got supermodel chicks on the court, men are more likely to watch the game, bro. I'm sorry. Like Cameron Brink, like she is gorgeous out there blocking shots.
Yeah,
You ever see her
yeah.
outside the court? Like, dude, it's now not me personally, bro, because I was watching Cynthia Cooper and Cheryl Swoops and Tammy Thompson. I've been a fan. I'm just speaking generally men. Like you
Right.
got Candace Parker out there making it hard for the WNBA to survive because she's saying we're as good as the men. No, you're not. You got these guys saying, you ever turn an NBA game on, you ever turn a WNBA game on and you see a female take 2 steps and do a 360? Like, come on, man. You can't take athleticism out of it. Yes, the WNBA has amazing skill sets, but where the hell is Candace Parker going to play at any career, at any point in time in her career, at any level of men's basketball? There's some high school dudes that will take Candace Parker. Like right now, I don't think I could play in the NBA right now. But you put me in the WNBA, I'll be the greatest point guard of all time in the WNBA. Right now, bro.
Who
Right
you?
now.
You?
Me. I'll be the,
No, the hell
I'll
you
be
wouldn't.
the greatest point guard in the WNBA. Right now. Right now.
Now,
Like,
back,
especially back, hey, Reggie, back then in high
back in high
school,
school. No, back in high school, man, your handles was crazy. So your handles was crazy
bro,
back
I'd
in
have been,
high school.
I'd have been the
Right
greatest
now,
WNBA.
man,
Okay,
you be
right
holding your
now,
back
maybe
after
not,
the
but
first
I'm just
quarter. What
saying,
you
like,
talking
you know what I mean. I'm just saying, in my prime, I couldn't make it to I couldn't make it to the NBA. But I would be the
about?
greatest point guard in WNBA history at my prime, bro. Like
Man, you would be
literally.
laid out like you be laid out like Steve Nash when his stomach your back and gave out today and playing with women. Them women will dice you up, bro. With them
Yo,
heat
but what I'm
pads.
saying is, Reggie, all I'm saying is this. It's called the WNBA for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You got these women trying to, for years, we had women trying to look like men, trying to act like men, trying to compare themselves to men. And these new women, they don't, like, you don't care about what's going on in men's basketball. She not comparing herself to no men. You mentioned Katie Buckets, who I think is the best. She was the best overall player. I think Caitlin Clark is the best scorer. But best overall player, I think, was either Juju or Katie Buckets. But,
Yeah.
but neither one of them came out, right? So
Right.
what I'm saying is Caitlin with this NIL has changed the game. Bro, that was the only reason that Angel, what's her name, Cardoza, they was
Mm-hmm.
talking about it. We wasn't about to go pro. We was making more money in college than we was in the NBA. I mean, than we would in the WNBA, right? So now these girls ain't got to go overseas in the season. Now they can rest. Like they pushing the pin. And instead of them accepting it and saying, you know what, thank you. Thank you, Caitlyn. It might be because you're white. And you know what? Like Stan said, a lot of them don't even know the game. So when they go to watch Caitlyn Clark play and she playing against the Aces, what's my girl Darren Waller wife? Oh,
Ex-wife,
that plays for the Aces in football.
Kelsey Plum.
Kelsey
Yeah,
Plum.
Kelsey
When they
Plum
see
is.
Kelsey Plum, they're gonna be like, oh damn, we need to watch Kelsey Plum. But guess what? They would have never watched Kelsey Plum if Caitlyn Clark didn't bring them to the TV screen.
Right.
There's no way, shape, form. I don't care how. If it could be because of race. It could be because they think she's pretty. It could be because they think she's nice. I don't care why they push the pressure for the WNBA. They've been looking for something like this for so long, bro. Like, and they finally get it. And now everybody talk bad about it and want to throw up race. No, bro, it's despicable. It's disgusting. It's dirty. And when you watch the NBA, when them young boys coming up in high school, the NBA players are at the games. You see Carmelo, you see LeBron, you see Kevin Durant. Why is they, bro? Don't nobody be knowing these dudes. What's your name? Cup, He going to Duke this year.
Yeah, I heard. I know.
One of
Yeah,
the
I know.
top
Cooper
two.
Flag. Cooper Flag.
What's his name? Cooper Flag. He going to, you know how he
Yeah,
got found? He wasn't even on the fucking list. He scored 45 and he didn't play the first half. In the second half, he scored 45 points. And all the NBA players start going to his games. That's how Cooper Flag got founded before ESPN. The NBA players put ESPN on the Cooper Flag. Why? Because they tapped in with young talent. All right, bro, if you want to go to the next level, you got to add this to your bag. You got to start eating like this. You got to start sleeping like this. You got to start working out like this. Before they even get college letters, NBA players be tapping in, not the NBA, not the WNBA.
See,
They get up there and they comment in a college game that the biggest college player of all time and down there women's history playing just to have Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird sit up there, get drunk, and they say about it the whole time.
hold on, Kurt. Real quick, Stan. Stan,
What is
I want to bring you back.
surviving?
Hold on, Kurt. Hold on, Kurt. Stan, real quick, I want to bring you back in real quick. I'm sure you might want to respond to some of the stuff here that he said, but like, I just want to ask you, like, do you think that like Asia Wilson's comment could have been better if she didn't say, I think it's a huge thing? Like, to say it's a factor would be okay, but to say it's a huge thing, that's like saying to me, like, if it's like a pie, are you saying that like half the sweet potato pie is because she's white? Like, that seems crazy to me. Like, do you think that the quote may have like hit better if she just said it's a factor
I
rather than saying it's a
just
huge thing?
at the end of the day, I think she said what she felt, and that's pretty much what it was. Honestly, I wish she hadn't said it because, again, it can be taken as hate. It can be taken as she's jealous of this the popularity that Caitlyn has brought to the league, and a lot of the older players feel that same way, but they're not hating. They're just telling you the facts, and the facts are the simple remain. She is still a rookie regardless of the hype train and the Great White Hope stuff, she's still a rookie. But I do think that however she wanted to word her comments, Aja said what she's felt. She said what most of us have been feeling, and she kept it moving. But if people are going to make a big deal about it, they're going to make a big deal about it because white people just do that. They're fragile. Their egos are fragile. They don't like it when black people speak up on race, but you're the ones that make shit about race. We didn't make it about that. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
asking,
So it's like,
I'm
but I
asking you
understand what
though.
you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying that, maybe she shouldn't have said it was a bigger deal, but percentage wise, whatever you want to say it's there. Whether you think it's a 50% reason, 180% reason, or whatever percentage you want to say, the reality is a lot of her popularity is because she is a white face dominating in a black space. That's just the way it is. It's no different than Eminem. It's no different than many people. We go back, but obviously Eminem and Larry Bird backed up the hype. because they're talented.
Right.
Caitlin's talented, and the thing is, she's going to have to back it up at some point. But people thinking it's going to happen now, that's not fair to her because she's a rookie in a league of grown ass women.
I mean,
Right.
she hasn't backed it up in the WNBA yet, but she more than backed
Not
it up in
yet.
college. That big
In
night
college, yes. Yeah,
Well,
LSU
yeah,
she's
did
no doubt,
averaging
no
all that
doubt.
305
talking.
But
They
right
did
now.
all that
again,
talking. They did all that
yeah,
talking. And she said, you know what? Since y'all got all that yak, y'all got y'all crowns and y'all got you can't see me and all this other stuff. I know what I got for you. I got 40 points on you. That's what I got.
and she did that. And you know,
Yeah,
and she did that. She did that. Actually did that, and she had the right to do. If she wanted to do it back to them, she had the absolute right to do it because she backed up the shit talking. That's how we respect when you shit talk. If you back it up, I respect it. What we don't respect is people that shit talk but don't back it up. They want to
But
shit
you
talk
know,
when it's
top though.
easy and convenient, but when it's not, and when it's pushed to back, you back it up on the court. You shit talk all you want, back it up on the court. That's the thing, and she did
she
that.
did.
And Caitlyn did that. She dropped 40 on them in the Elite Eight, and their team won. So she backed it up. I just what my overall feeling is, look, the WNBA should take advantage of this regardless of what it's about, race or not. If the
Thank you.
white girl can make it, if the white girl can make it so that they all got charter flights, good for the
Yeah.
WNBA. If it gets Morty's sisters paid, good for the WNBA. But let's not act like that's not what this is, when that's exactly what it is. But again, the league has to take advantage of it. And as long as the league can take advantage of this, then it's going to be good for the overall growth of the game and the overall growth of the pro sport. Because the college sport is there, the college sport is there with the men's, but the WNBA has a little bit to go. And again, they've been getting better and better. The games and the product has gotten a lot better in the last 10 years. It's a
Way
better
better.
product. It's a way better product because the skill level in the league has gone up. Just like the skill level in the NBA over the last 20 years has gone up to the
Yeah.
point that you're in the league now where every team seems they got a guy on their team that can get it done. Even the shit teams last year had a guy on it. You know what I'm
And see
saying?
what
Even
you said.
Detroit had Kate Cunningham, and even the shit teams had good players. The WNBA is at the same level where it's like, and it's worse with WNBA because you're seeing like first round picks getting cut because of the roster spots and the teams in the league. There's only is it 12 teams in the league?
Yeah. Yeah.
12 teams,
Yeah.
12 roster spots, 140 players. There are more than 140 women that can play professional basketball in the United States. So
And
it's a very competitive league, and it's very competitive in terms of roster spots, and it's making the overall game better because there's so much competition. Because you gotta bust your butt to get on the team.
hey
You know
Stan,
what I'm saying? Like,
you said something that made me think. You said two things that made me think. You said number one, you was talking about how I don't care how WB got the fans, they got the fans coming now. If because it's a white girl, who cares? They just need more fans and they need to capitalize off of it, right? And then
yeah,
you
that's what I'm
also brought up
saying.
Eminem. You brought up Eminem, right? Now watch this. I'll just give you an example. 8 Mile came out. It was basically a battle rap movie. Yo, we've been watching Cocaine Cities, all of DVDs for years.
Right.
Eminem opened the world eyes up to battle rap. He made battle rap marketable. You understand? They
Yeah.
can smack these pay-per-views, they own apps on phones. Sometimes, I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but
Yeah,
like you said, whatever it took for the world to notice what we was doing in battle rap, if it came by way of a white man. I don't care if it came by way of white people coming to battle. When the league has been suffering for so long, like NBA players got to put up money. You got women damn near not showing up because they can't pay them. Like whatever it takes to get us on top, let's get there. You know, I remember like Cynthia Cooper. Cynthia Cooper was just like she was just like one out of a million. Like another woman that can hoop like that, bro. They got rosters full of Cynthia Coopers now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of women that right now you could put them back then in the day and we would think about them the same way we thought about them. Let me say the better part of this NIL stuff is helping these girls market themselves before they go. Listen, the female athletes are getting more benefits than the male athletes in this NIL.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever it took for them
I
to
said,
get more fans, roll with it. I just feel like her saying that it adds more conflict to the sport. That can't afford conflict. They can't. The
I don't
I
NBA
think it's
we
so much conflict. I don't think it's so much conflict, but I think that, like I said, the teams can use this to promote themselves. Like Phoenix was promoting their season ticket packages. Amongst their promotion was see the GOAT versus the rookie. Again, promoting like so you can see Tarazi playing against Kalen Clark. So they're using that shit, and that's what they're supposed to do. Now, and again, if they can use her and her popularity to grow the game, then it'll be worth it. I think my point is let's not act like what this is, and this isn't what this is. And it's the Great White Hope Syndrome. That's just and again, that's not Kayla's fault. She didn't ask for that. Just like it wasn't Larry Bird's fault because he didn't ask for that either. Larry Bird just wanted to go out and hoop. You know what I'm saying? And he went out there and he busted everybody's ass. And I think
and
that
telling them
people
he
are
was
saying,
going to do it at the same time.
Yep.
yeah, and he was talking as much shit as any guy out there, but he was backing it up. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people look anybody is looking for this girl to fail, Caitlyn to fail. I'm not with that because
Me
again,
either.
her if she succeeds, it's going to grow the game, and this game needs to grow. And again, I got a daughter, and if my daughter looks up to her, then she looks up to her. That if that inspires her to do
Better
to get
things.
into hoops, to get into hoops or get into something like that, you know what? All it's all better. So
Yeah.
she's good for the game. She's great for the WNBA. So is Angel. So is Angel Reese. So is Carmelo Cardoza. So is Cameron Brink. They're all good for the game. So I think there is definitely a culture shift in the WNBA happening right now. And it's the same thing with the NBA. The NBA is going through a culture shift. The LeBron, Steph, KD era is coming to a conclusion. And then you've got the new generation, the Anthony Edwards, the Shea Gilgeous-Alexanders,
Right, right.
the Jason Tatum's, the Jalen Brunsons. These
Paolo
guys are
Banchero.
taking over. Paulo Banchero, I put him in there. But there's so much talent in the NBA, and there's so much talent in the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? The leagues are getting better, and the competition is getting better. And it's only going to be good for the game in general. But let's not act like the Caitlin Clark stuff isn't somewhat connected to the fact she's a white girl. Because
I,
white people, just like everybody does this. Not just white folks, but everybody does this. We all tend to cling to those that look like us. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. What Tiger Woods happened to golf. What Kaylin's doing to the
I was
women's
about
game
to.
now.
I was about to bring up Tiger Woods. I was about to. Go ahead, do your
Yeah, I'm
thing though.
saying like you know what I'm saying? Like we all tend to flock towards people who look like us. Why do you think Lamar Jackson is so beloved in this city right now? It's a brother playing quarterback for the Ravens for the football team.
Man
You know what I'm
said it
saying?
right.
Like
It's a whole nigga playing quarterback.
it's inspiring to young black kids who are growing up in the era to now where they say I can play quarterback. 25,
Yep.
30 years ago, I don't think that many black kids inspired to play quarterback at the highest level because there just wasn't that many of us playing at the highest level. Yeah, you could play quarterback in high school and maybe in the college when you got to the pros, it was mostly white dudes because they didn't think we were smart enough to play the position. And you see how that shifted? And now half the league has black quarterbacks because we can
And
play
you
the
know what,
position
bro?
because we,
But see, my
you know,
thing stands. I'm glad you brought up the NFL because what could be happening with Caitlin Clark is the same thing that could be happening with Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey, hands down, is probably the best overall back we've ever seen. He's we top five versus. I'm not talking about pure running. I'm talking about the
Overall.
concept. I'm talking about running the
overall
route,
he's
being able
yeah
to catch, being able to run the route.
yeah.
He's one of the
Exceptional
best
talent.
ever. You know what they say? They only say that about him because he's white. Oh, they only saying that because he's a white running back. Oh, they just trying to
Look,
lump this man
it works both ways. It does work both ways sometimes. Like I said, real brothers like us, we can bow down to those that put it down and they exceed the hype with their talents. If you're
right,
talented, I don't care what color you are. If you're talented, you're talented.
right, right.
My issue in general with the whole cutting the card thing, just really just putting a bow on it, is just I just feel like the great white hype syndrome got behind her because of what would happen with LSU, and because it was a majority white team and a majority black team.
Right,
People got
right.
caught up in it because that's just what this country does. We get caught up in race. That's just the reality of the situation. It's everywhere. We can't escape it, even if we wanted to. It's there, and that's just the thing. It's there. It's a big part of her popularity, but her success will be predicated on her talents. And her talents
Fact.
are there, but it is going to take time because she is a rookie in a grown ass women's league. It's going to take time.
I
When
still push back at the because even just now you said it's a big part of her popularity. I still just got to push back on it. I just don't think it's a big part. I mean, come on, yo,
Okay, let
like
me let me
Definitely
rephrase the
plays
part. Let
into
me
it.
rephrase that to say it's a big part, but it is a part. It is a part.
yeah, it's a
Shouldn't
part.
say it's a big part, but again, she doesn't have any control over the trolls on
He
social
doesn't.
media who
Right,
Right.
says these
right.
dumb things. Who again, if you go through Twitter X or whatever the fuck it's called now, Twitter X, whatever, it's a cesspool of white supremacist bullshit, and it's allowed. And people just go in there and say whatever the fuck they want to say about people, racist or otherwise. And it's like she's not responsible for that. You know what I'm saying? But these are the
Right.
people who are fans of hers. These are the people who are buying Fever jerseys and showing up. All of a sudden, they're Fever fans, but they probably didn't watch 30 seconds of the Fever last year. You know what I'm saying? Again, bandwagon fans are always out there. They're going to jump on the hottest ticket. And that's just the way it is.
I just
So
feel
So,
like Sam, you're absolutely correct. I just feel like the WNBA, it's like how is Agent Wilson's
I
behavior
do
different?
want to painting.
How is Agent Wilson's behavior different from what all other WNBA women do? Like this ain't just what I'm saying is I understand what you're saying about the Great White Hope, and that is absolute facts, bro. When it's a great white person in a predominantly black area, you get the M&Ms, you get the Larry Birds, whatever. But what I'm saying is, how much? How can I say? It? How much should you care if you're a WNBA player? How much should you
right.
really care? I'm being honest. I mean, we're not gonna act like the Great White Hope ain't a part of it, but how much? If you're Agent Wilson, and now you're getting a signature shoe because this girl opened up the doors for you to get a signature shoe. Why do you care? Why? Like you're the
I
WNBA, y'all
think
got enough money to even have a fucking season. Why
I
do
think
you
it's
care?
I think it's not so much they care. I think it's a matter of,
Oh,
well,
she
wait a
cares.
minute. Well, she cares, but I think that here's the thing. Like I said, I think a lot of it has to do with, look, we've been busting our butts to try to build this league up for years, and y'all been ignoring it. But now you're into it because of her, and it's like, are you really into it because of her skills or because she's white? And you don't really know. Again,
But it's
it's a
his point.
fine
Who
line
cares?
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
the
why
point
would
is,
you
who
care?
cares? Okay. I don't think the league cares. I think the league is like, well, if you're going to watch the games, you're going to watch the games. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a hood watching the games or not. It doesn't matter if you're watching the games. You know what I'm saying? I think the league has to take advantage of the fact they've got a lot of eyeballs on the league right now and take advantage of it. Build your players up. Try to get more young people because again, the league is growing in popularity before this. This is just taking it to
Exactly.
another level, but they have to capitalize on it. Now, I agree with that. I agree 100%. Capitalize on it. Build your other stars up. Put your stars out there. You know what I'm saying? I 100% agree with that. But I also, again, I will push back on anybody that says this is not, it's not a race thing because it is. It just is.
Does
There's
Angel
elements of
Wilson
it there.
deserve? Does
Okay.
Angel Wilson deserve a signature shoe? Hell
She's
yeah.
long deserves it. She
Yes.
deserves it. Long deserves it.
But,
She should have gotten
but,
the shit.
but can
Yeah,
she
she
sell
definitely
a shoe?
deserves it.
Can she sell? What Nike gonna put?
Absolutely.
30, nah, I don't think she. I think she can sell now. Now she can. Like in the last year, last maybe. But when she first got drafted, coming in from South Carolina, bro,
Hey, baby,
she couldn't have sold no shoe.
go get your sister.
She couldn't have, bro. I'm sorry. Maya Moore, as big as she was coming out of college, she couldn't have sold a shoe. Diana Taurasi, everything she's done in the WNBA, she can't sell a shoe. This girl got a small college like Iowa. Iowa, when the hell you ever known her to do anything in women's basketball? This girl developed a following not at UConn, not at Tennessee, not at North Carolina, at Iowa. Hole in the wall college, Iowa. Then she gained 7 million. She first of all, the reason she got a shoot is because she's the most marketable WNBA player ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
it's facts.
Her being white got something to do with that? Of course it does. But it has more so to do with the fact 32, 7, and 8, bro. She, and then it's her style of play. Her style of play is what we're looking for now. You look at the NBA, they're shooting threes, they're shooting threes. Asia Wilson can shoot threes, but she's more of an overall player. So not only do you get this white girl, not only do you get this follower, but you get somebody who's playing the brand of basketball that we want to push. Everybody know why Steve Nash got them MVPs. Because the league wanted to go 7 second shoot. You know that 7 second offense. That's the way the league wanted to go. So if we make the leader of the 7 second offense, and what happened? They made Steve Nash MVP 2 years in a row. The league transformed into 7 seconds. Everybody shoot threes. You know what I mean? So it's more than just. I do believe that, like you say, there is a little bit of great white hope, especially with the Angel Reese situation. But they've been better white players to come out the draft with bigger resumes. Be honest with it. Like ain't nobody in the history of women's college basketball got a resume better than Breonna Stewart's, but
Right.
she
Yeah,
can't shoot. She can't. This girl got
but she
7
has a
million
shooter.
followers. I'm saying she don't have a signature shoe though. That's what I'm
She does
saying.
have a signature shoot.
Brianna Stewart does.
Brianna Stewart, and Sabrina Agosco have their own signature shoes. They are the only two previously to Kayla Clark and Aja Wilson. They were the first, well, not the only, not the first. That's not true. The first
See,
woman to have their
I
own
didn't
signature
even know
shoe
she had a
was
shoe.
Cynthia Cooper.
You see what I'm saying?
Cheryl Swoops was the first woman to have the signature shoe. But
I remember
they
that.
have,
Yo,
they have, yeah, yeah,
I didn't even know Brianna Stewart had one. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, she does. Yeah, she has signature
That's what
shoe.
I'm
They
saying.
have
It's
signature
not
shoes.
marketable.
So no,
I
it's
just didn't know.
like I said. Like I said, it's just women in general have had a hard time being marketed as superstar athletes compared to men. That's a generational
That's the
thing,
fact. That's fact.
and
That's
I
the
think it's
absolute fact.
changed. And like I said, I do think it's starting to change because again, you bring in a whole nother demographic of people when you
Yeah.
start promoting women and women in sports. And again, look, women like sports as much as we do. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, yeah, if you've been to a Ravens game, 35% of the crowd's women.
Yeah. Might be more
That's
than
just
that.
might be more than that. That's just being generous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, it's women play sports. They like sports too. So it's like if you know promoting them, why not? You know, promote them. Put the WNBA's problems over the years have been about promoting the league. And the league, it's hard because the league starts during the playoffs, the NBA playoffs, and it ends during the beginning of the NFL season. So it's very hard. So again, but as of
Right.
last year, they were playing finals games on Sunday. It made no during NFL season. It made no sense. Why are you guys playing games on Sunday afternoon during NFL? The NFL dominates this country's attention when it comes to sports. It's gonna
Fact.
be hard pressed for you to get any coverage on ESPN during the NFL season.
Probably because that spot was
Yeah.
cheap. It was a cheap ass spot where the NBA gonna be playing. You can get it for the low though now, and they
So
couldn't. That's probably the only spot that they could afford at the time. That's
yeah,
where the
and
WNBA was
yeah,
at.
and I think that honestly, like that's probably a topic within itself as far as like what can the WNBA to like do to like make themselves a more marketable product. That's a topic within itself. So I want to, hey Leah,
Bro, we
no,
just
she,
spent the
Yeah.
whole hour talking about the WNBA. You gotta believe that they
yeah,
stepping up. They stepping up, bro. They
That
stepping
that
up,
definitely
bro.
that definitely would not have happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
yeah,
Would not be spending hours talking about the WNBA just
We
right.
during
not,
the
bro.
NBA
We
playoffs.
winning.
So look, I wanna end this because we've gone a minute. It's been a lot of good conversation. So any final thoughts from either of you? Stan, you got any final thoughts you want to say before we close it?
I just think that people need to just pump their brakes on her and understand. Look, it's a process. You're playing pro basketball. There's levels to basketball. Collegiate and pros are two different levels, and people were buying into the WNBA's
Facts.
trash narrative, and they're being shown that it ain't. These women can play, they can
Right.
defend, they're physical, and they ball. And she's gonna have to develop. And I think me and Reggie talked about this yesterday, she is going to have to develop a mid-range game and develop different types of shots because basically her only hoops now are threes or layups. She's going to have to develop a mid-range and a floater. Those mid-range float shots, she's gonna have to develop some different, and she's gonna have to get physical. She's gonna have to get stronger because this is a physical game.
Yep.
So again, I got no problems with her. I don't wish her to fail. I want her to succeed because I want women's basketball to succeed. But at the end of the day, we all know what this is all about, and race is a part of it. And I can understand why so many women, particularly like Aja Wilson and the Aces team, they're going for a three-peat this year. You think, and that's not the
Three.
story. The story is Caitlin Clark, and they're going for a three-peat, and it's all about Caitlin Clark. You think that's not burning their asses? So, like I said, when they play, they're gonna have that game circle because they're gonna want to prove a point. But yeah, race plays a role in it, but race plays a role in everything that we do in life and everything going on in this world. It plays a role in it. We're in America, so
Kurt,
I
it is
feel
anything?
what it
like
is.
I feel like you're absolutely right. Race does play a little factor in it, but I'm just so happy that if the race is going to play a factor on it, at least they did it for somebody that's worth it. Y'all remember Jason Sehorn was the first white cornerback in the years, and he was like, "Yeah, we got Jason Sehorn as a
This
white
nigga toasted,
cornerback." And they scorched
toasted.
that man. They scorched. At least this time, at least this time, she got some game. You know what I mean? It's warranted. But I do think I'm gonna compare her to Steph Curry because not just because of their style, but that style is hard to play with and be effective. So I think it's going to take her a couple years. Yes, she does need to get more moves and a little bit bigger bag, like Stan said. She does have to get stronger. She does have to get smarter because having a bag ain't got nothing to do with some of them terrible passes she threw in that 10 turnover game. I think she's going to be okay. But I believe this. Women like Kelsey Plum, they are going to become famous by busting her ass when they play her. Like
Yep.
that's the big thing that's going to help the WNBA. A bunch of people that don't know who the WNBA players are going to watch Caitlin Clark and say, "Damn, Shorty on the other team is nice. Who is that? Shorty is nice." They're going to start saying that. But I do think Caitlin's going to be all right. She's probably the most marketable female athlete, period, right now. Right now, can you name besides Shakari Richardson, who only races once every 2 months, right? Besides Shakari Richardson, you can't name a more marketable female in the world in sports right now. Like so, um,
Serena's
she's
retired,
really
right? Serena Williams.
yeah,
Yeah, Serena's retired, but you
Yeah.
know
she's gonna bring a
she's
lot of.
up there.
The WNBA just need to stop with the hate. They just need to stop. I understand Angel Wilson had some truth to what she was saying, but overall, the WNBA just hates the younger girls when they come in, and that has to stop. They have to do more for the culture of the WNBA, And yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to seeing what this rookie year going to play out. I want to give a hold up. We didn't do this last week. I want to give a shout out to all the mothers out there. If a mother happened to watch this, happy Mother's Day, because we didn't say it last week. But yeah, Caitlin Clark, man, she gonna be all right. She's the most marketable. The race does have a lot to do with it, but we can say the same thing about Juju. We can say the same thing about Angel Reese. All these girls got money, but the difference is, like Stan said, she was made the villain with the Angel Reese, and she's white, and she got super game. So shout out to her, man. We're gonna see what this WNBA season pan out to be.
No doubt. And I'll leave it at this. Caitlin Clark was asked about these comments, and her response was, I think there's opportunities for every single every single player in women's basketball. I think more opportunities we can give across the board. That's what's going to elevate the women's basketball. And I think we all can agree to that. So I appreciate you guys doing this, and we'll do it again.
All right.
Hey.
Peace, guys.
All right.